Now, when it comes to funding, people would think sometimes that, you know, on this side of the world, on the Western side, that we have it better. But actually, I feel as somebody who grew up in Tunisia, one of my culture shocks coming to this country, I've been living here for many, many years, was the gender gap. I was like, what? Like, you know, in my country, I mean, we have our own challenges, let's be clear on that. But like, that was a big culture shock. And then when I became a CEO and a founder in tech, like starting to listen to the numbers that are, you know, 2.2% of women get funding only, and that number is barely moving. And this was released, like it was a big deal in 2018, but that number didn't move much, right, Rachel, you're seeing it yourself. So, and I think part of it, I think beyond the access to resources, there's also the lack of talent, right? That's the excuse everybody likes to use though. It's like, oh, we try to invest in women, but there are not enough women. And for me, I'm like, yeah, that's an excuse. That's an easy excuse to go to. The thing is that the gap is happening also on the funding side, right? They're not, like, most investors are men, they're not women, and they treat men and women the same way. They expect a woman to pitch the same way as a man versus we're two different creatures. So we're not gonna have so like what ends up happening though, we try to fit in that man's world. So we start dressing like a man, and we start acting like a man, and we start talking like a man in order to try to make it work, and the biases are still there. And I think what's worse in all of it is a lot of them are not aware of their biases.